Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, In the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
All right, we're back. Now, last week we didn't have Kelly with us, and I said it was, the reason she wasn't here was probably because of something I said. So this is going to be a little lesson for guys, right? Just a guy lesson, right? And so the lesson is, Kelly, I'm really sorry for whatever I said. A blanket
apology accepted.
A blanket apology. And, she would never say, you didn't say anything. Let it ride.
I'm sure you said something. I probably have a list going in my head, so we'll just knock that list out and start a new one today.
So I don't know about anybody else, but spring has sprung, man, and everything's blooming. I'm coughing and sneezing and blowing my nose, and it's
mowing your lawn again.
Yeah. I really love the outdoors.
Yeah.
I don't like being allergic.
No.
And so I don't know if this is an old wives' tale.
Oh, do tell.
But apparently, if you eat honey that is local honey,
yes,
right, that it will alleviate or sometimes even totally have you bypass having allergic reaction.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just waiting till I go to heaven so I can ask God, why is your creation allergic to your creation? Oh, look.
Yeah, it is not an old wives' tale. It's actually true.
Is it?
Because, the bees feed off the local plants, and in doing so, they give you a little bit of a boost in their honey.
So there's certain things I know I'm allergic to.
You need to drink honey, apparently.
So there's certain things I know I'm allergic to. Like I'm allergic to fruitless mulberry.
Oh.
And when I was pastoring the church, we had like 10 of those trees.
Oh, no.
And then some rot. I saw that.
I saw that too.
Did you see it? Okay. And so
Notice how I ignored it. This is going on your list of apologies. Just kidding.
Is it? All right. And so, but then we had some disease hit them and we lost a bunch of them.
Oh, you must have been so sad.
But when they drop those little caterpillar looking things, the kids love it, right? Because we had a preschool, but I'm like, oh, help me, Jesus.
Yeah.
And so I have one of those in my front yard, a huge one.
That was a terrible idea.
Well, I didn't plan it.
When you moved in, you probably should have taken care of that.
Well, I just took 5 trees out of my yard.
Wow.
I should have taken the 2 in the front out.
Yeah.
And planted something like a Japanese maple.
Yes.
So we're going to have a little plant talk. Okay? Can we have a little plant talk? Okay. So the master gardeners had their plant sale. Did you go?
No. Why didn't you text me?
I should, because I bought 10 plants.
What'd you buy?
And their plants, well, they have everything, and Stacy texted me and said, hey, I'm going to go to this. And I forgot.
Thanks a lot, Stacy.
Yeah.
Apparently
and so they have it again May 10th.
Okay.
So anyway, so I go over there and they, I'm looking, I'm getting tomato plants.
Yeah.
So there is Roma tomatoes, which I like to make sauce,
They're
right?
great for sauce,
But then they had this Saint, what are they called? Saint something, which are supposedly better. So the Romas were gone.
Yeah.
And right next to it was these better tomatoes. So I'm buying these, right? So I bought 3 plants. I get them home and this thing in them says Roma. So I still got Roma, but it was like they were in the wrong place, right? And then I bought oregano.
Okay.
And I bought bay leaves. I buy bay leaves. Trying to think. Basil. I bought 2 kinds of basil.
Okay.
Happy basil and not nearly as happy basil.
Sad basil and happy basil.
Fresh basil. One's called Fresca basil or something. And anyway, different ones. The other one's sweet, which is dulce.
Okay.
Yeah. And so anyway, so I got those. And then I bought 3 or 4 flowers. I don't even know what they were called. So my grandson and I, we spent all morning, cleared off the deck, cleaned everything out.
Nice.
I have all these pots from I had stuff before. So I got all these pots. We planted everything and watered it, went and got new hoses because the old ones were rot because of the sun. But now I got all these great plants growing in my backyard. It's so cool.
To make fresh sauce with.
Yep.
That's exciting.
And then what I'm going to do is I've got a back place where I took the trees out. So I have to clean that up. But I have so much sun now in my backyard, I can actually plant things back there. So before May 10th, when the next plants come up, I got to level that out and then I've got water back there, everything. And then I've got to put
like a little raised bed?
Raised bed.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And then so I have already decided my first crop.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a big bag of those Cheetos.
I was just going to say, are you going to plant Cheetos?
I'm going to plant Cheetos. Come on. Have you ever seen a Cheeto tree?
No.
Because nobody plants them.
No, obviously. That's what we're missing.
I mean, do you plant Cheetos, a foot apart?
How do you know? I don't know. And how deep do you plant them? Like
I don't
one
know.
Cheeto length deep?
Yeah.
You can actually use Cheetos to plant seeds. You just poke a hole with the Cheeto and then plant seeds.
So do you
along
plant the hard Cheetos and the soft Cheetos, the puppy Cheetos? You get, the puppy Cheeto tree? I'm not sure which.
We are ridiculous, and Kurt knows it. We planted our garden too, but my friend, well, I thought he was my friend. You might know him. His name's Fish. He didn't call me when there was a Master Gardener sale, so
I can't believe it. What kind of friend is that?
I don't know.
What a loser.
He's off my list.
He's off the list. He's on a different list.
He's on a different list.
There's naughty and nice. He got moved to another
Off my Christmas list. No, we planted our garden a couple weeks ago. I feel like I always plant early, and people always say, you planted early, but every year our garden is so happy. So as soon as the weather turned nice, I went out and I amended the soil, turned the beds, let the chickens loose, and now we have a garden.
I have chickens in my backyard. They're not mine.
They're not yours.
They visit.
They could be yours.
They visit. They love my front yard. They eat the night crawlers.
Oh, see? They're helping you.
Yep. And I'm appreciative.
Yeah.
They're my neighbor's chickens, so we don't get any eggs. Oh, listen, we're going to have to, we've got some guests coming in, and I think you're going to like this. I always say that, but they will. These are two very cool people.
If you ever say you're not going to like them, we probably just shouldn't have them on as
it's like, I invited these people. Nobody likes them. That's why I invited them.
They were outside when we walked in.
And so anyway, stay with us. Remember, with our videos, as always, subscribe, like, share, and whatever else.
I think you follow? I don't remember what the other one is.
Follow us. Follow us anywhere. We're going somewhere. We'll be right back. 93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community, from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba-Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep in your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba-Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important.
Welcome back to In the Tank with Fish and Minnow. We're going to change that, Minnow and Fish.
I knew that was coming.
Today we have on special guest Laura and Tootie from Paloma's in Marysville. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm excited to learn more about you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. See, I found out about them because they're cool.
Oh, okay. You've been hiding them from me? Is that what's happening here? He doesn't want to share the fun ones.
I only find cool people.
You do, actually.
And I knew they were cool because they hang out with Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't like Rudy, you're the issue.
Yeah.
True story. Yeah.
We had Rudy on and my cheeks hurt for like 2 days after.
Him and his son.
Like,
what a crack up. That guy he's the real deal. And so you guys actually just celebrated your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because they got 14 kids.
Yeah. 1 year anniversary of Paloma's. Like,
you cleared that up, right? It's like, so is it everything you thought it'd be? I mean, what an endeavor to jump into.
That and more, Yeah, so it was our 1 year. We called it Paloma Fest. So it's something that we kind of want to do annually. We partnered up with a couple other local businesses to be able to highlight some of their services. So we teamed up with our really good friend Brian Davis with Be Extra, who put a 360 booth out.
I love that thing.
Kind of blocked off some parking spots up front. So that was an attention getter, like right off the get-go.
Yeah.
We
had such a good time with it. So fun.
What else? We had some food catered by Cisco's, so right around the corner from us. So we're located at 311 D Street, right here in downtown Marysville. We had a gorgeous balloon backdrop, Loons by Lens.
I was going to say you didn't blow all those up.
No,
we kept them.
She gifted those to us.
It's like I'd be like, okay, there's one. We're good.
And then you mentioned Rudy. Rudy did a comedy set for us.
Yeah, he did.
We hosted kind of a no-host or self-led sip and paint that kind of kicked off the whole
How fun.
the whole day for us. And then we had Michael David, who is a local musician. Yeah.
And DJ.
Yeah.
So did he do both or what?
Just played a set for us. Played guitar and sang and won the hearts of many.
Yeah.
It was good.
He's a sleeper, man. He just seems so like, yeah. And then he picks up that guitar. One of the first times I played with him, I was like, check it out. It's like, this guy plays jazz chords. So I said to him, where did you learn those chords? He said, I like John Mayer. And so I thought, I've got to learn to play what he plays. And then he started singing, and I was like, who is this guy?
He has a great voice.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, good stuff.
So, that was, and then we ended the night, we had, some DJs, DJ Flacco, who's local. We had one of my best friends, DJ Barcode, who's from.
Is it really Barcode?
Yeah.
DJ Barcode.
Why don't we have DJ names?
Got their phone. It's like, you're Barcode. I know who you are.
His last name's Barfield, so Barcode kind of play on words. And then myself, I DJ'd part of actually I ended the night. So it was fun.
Which ended at what time?
Midnight still.
Yeah, so I would have been asleep for 4 hours.
I was definitely already in bed.
I love you guys, but
it was a long day.
When you can have senior day over there, all right, we're staying open till 6:30. Woo!
Or like 4:30, so you can still eat dinner and get in bed.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta eat first, right?
We love day drinking too, so.
Yeah. But it was cool to use a lot of local vendors and services. Like Lindsay, who did the balloons, I actually coach her daughter in softball, and then our daughters cheer together. So she coaches my daughter in cheer.
In the same class.
They're in the same class. On the board with Marysville Junior Indians with us as well.
Which I found that out, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was great.
That's kind of, we use, our circle, our tribe. That's who we depend on a lot. So it's nice when we were able to include them on some of the stuff that we do. So.
Yeah. So every time I've gone in there, you're like wandering around. She's behind a bar working. Yeah. I want to know, how does that work? Because I'd like to get my wife to do better.
He's gotten a lot better. He's gotten more practice now that he's, doing it full time with me. And he's not doing
it's all
his
different.
Job. His other job. So now he's behind the bar a lot more. So if you go into during the week, you'll see him. Yeah.
She's got you working now.
Yeah. Well, I'm more naturally a people person. So mingling for me was really natural. And then, cleaning up and picking up behind people, that was fine. She is really a really good bartender. So for her, like the mastering of the skills, like what it takes to like have those great drinks. Yeah. But it comes with practice. So now that I've gone more work, and then our roles kind of shifted. Friday Paloma Fest, I think it was vice versa. Fish, you would have saw me behind the bar a little bit more, and Laura out there.
I was actually mingling.
Which is nice.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Which is nice. I've always encouraged it. I've always encouraged it. It's just not her natural. I don't want to say natural because you're pretty natural at going out there and doing it, but maybe something you weren't like originally totally comfortable with. But seeing her,
I was just so worried about behind the bar and making sure that everybody's getting a good service, not having to wait for so long for a drink. Yeah. So we have other bartenders, but still, I don't want to have people waiting if I can be behind the bar and helping. So that's the biggest.
So do you just serve mixed drinks? Do you serve beer? What do you serve?
Yep, we sell beer.
Do you know how to do that thing where you slide that mug down?
We have not tried that.
We don't have the right bar top for it.
Yeah.
You got to have a smooth surface.
That could be like a competition.
Like shuffleboard, but with
let's see how
beer
far
the beer, right? Oh, you won! You get the drink free. Oh, you got to pay for that glass.
We've actually expanded our non-alcoholic drinks as well. So we do like mocktails, but we also have non-alcoholic beer. So
that's smart because, I don't drink, but I love the atmosphere. I've been in there more than once. Actually, I came in there that one day. They were doing some event, and they kept coming in to move my van. I kept parking in the wrong place, and I just ordered a water. But she's really good at water. I just that was great water.
On the rocks? Or
on the rocks. It was great, But you just seem like a natural back there. You're very welcoming. And I went to another event that you guys had, and you had a guy out there, and you guys were packed. And I just came in to say hi to you guys. I came in, nice guy. I don't know who he was, but he was like, hey, I'm really sorry we're full. And I'm like, well, I just came in here to hug a few necks, right? Yeah. And I think he was like, okay, don't start here. And it's like, but yeah, you guys, I mean, it's just a wonderful place to connect.
Yeah, it is.
It's like that Cheers atmosphere, right? That everybody says, is there a place like that? And I think Paloma's does that pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think we
thank
do
you.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Where did you guys start? Like where did Paloma's spring from?
So
Salinas. I just made that up. It just seemed right. We started in Salinas.
You're so full of beans.
It's hard to tell because sometimes he comes off as like serious. So you're like, wait, is he joking? Is he not joking?
You're like, wait, did we come from Salinas? I better fact check us back here.
We come from Salinas.
Did we?
Wikipedia
over here.
So I've been DJing for years. I started DJing when I was 17.
Wow.
Did tons of family events. Kind of got started.
Wait, what's your DJ name?
2DV.
Okay.
That's why when you said it, we're like,
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. So I started DJing. I was doing family events, private events, and then I got into kind of the bar and the club scene. And we moved out here, almost 7 years. We're from Woodland originally. Okay. And so one of my first kind of things out here was trying to find something more local to play at. So I went around and kind of was trying to just see where who was accepting new talent. And I DJ'd everywhere in town pretty much on both sides of the bridge. And then I was DJing at the Cigar Box, which is the building which we have now. And it was kind of almost a joke, like, hey, buy the bar. And that went on for about a year. We didn't know if, like, I had we had no intentions of doing a bar. We kind of had started playing around with the idea of doing like a tap room, something where like open warehouse, we can bring in picnic benches, indoor, outdoor kind of space, something that like a little bit more kid friendly or family friendly. That's the one thing I think we wish that Paloma's could be, just based off the license.
Now you're going to buy the place next door. Put in a jukebox. I have one if you want one.
So yeah, it kind of started as a hey, you should buy it. Like, you know how, a lot of the industry runs, and you know a lot about the bar business. I went on for about a year, and then one day I said, let's, like, you guys keep saying this, let's sit down and talk. Let's figure out, like, is it realistic? Because I had no idea what numbers wise, like, what they were saying. And we sat down and we talked, and it was a lot more realistic than I think we expected. And then they had ran into an issue, so they had 120 days to transfer the license, and that kind of gave us an opportunity to make it happen. So originally we were planning on becoming partners with them, and then eventually buying them out. With the situation that happened, we decided to basically start fresh, start new. And so when we sat down and we kind of brainstormed to, like, what we wanted. We kind of thought of the vibe first. We created, like, the space that we wanted, and then we're like, okay, we need a name. Like, what, we wanted something fresh, something ours, something new. Yeah, something new.
Something borrowed, something blue. Yeah. You married the business. You married it, didn't you?
We did, yes. And Paloma's was kind of on a list of names that we came up with, and we kept coming back to it.
Does Paloma's have a meaning? What does it mean?
It does.
What is it?
So it's a dove. And it's
Las
love.
Palomas. Yeah.
So we just kind of ran with that, and we wanted a theme. So Paloma's is also a drink. Yeah. So we're like, okay, we can run with this in so many different ways, and that's why we stuck with the name. Who
designed and decorated that place is gorgeous.
Thank you.
There is no wood, whatever the place was before, cigar box. That it's gone.
Oh yeah,
it's totally. You walk in there, the atmosphere is. It reminds me of a pretty almost a little elitist nightclub. And when I went in there and it was full, it was so much like that. It's like there was some lady that was doing comedy, and I went in and it was like, oh, this has got the vibe.
Yeah,
this has got the vibe. But also, if it's not packed. I mean, you literally can go in there and sit with friends. It is a little like Cheers. So when I walk in, I want you to all yell, "Fish!"
And have someone on piano playing Kelly.
Oh, I have a piano. So how much do you think, because I sense it in the vibe there, how much do you think you, having done family events, and you guys are both very family oriented, that's got to play a part in the vibe there at Paloma's, because it feels that way when you walk in. It's very welcoming. It doesn't feel like, oh, gee, I just walked in a bar. It doesn't feel like that. I mean, it's obvious it's a bar. There's a bar there. Yeah. That was a giveaway. I saw the bar. It's a bar.
We just definitely connect with everybody that walks in. We try to talk to them, try to get to know them. And then they come back, and then we get to know each other more, and then we know each other, by names, and they know about my kids. I know about them. Like, it's very.
I don't go in enough.
Yeah.
You don't.
I'm taking Kelly.
Yeah. You guys got to come in.
Yeah, I think everything we did was pretty intentional too. Like, you talked about the space.
Yeah,
we talked about
really. You got a huge stage.
Yeah,
it's huge.
It's a big space in general. So. Sometimes the day the comedy show, I think there was 65 people, almost 70 people in there, and it was full. But it takes that many people to fill, to make the space look full. So we had to be creative with how we used the space. So we created the backdrop where you can take some, some nice, some pictures, kind of a photo op area.
Oh, yeah. We
created some nice little nooks where you can have. Even on the busy nights, you can still feel like there's a little intimacy, like, in little spaces. We have one by the window, which is probably the best space to sit at to people watch and watch what's going on D Street. You mentioned there was no the seating and the arrangement before. We built all the tables in there. We built.
It's totally different.
Yeah, we wanted to bring everything before level was like low, seating level was low. We brought seating level up. which help again the ceiling's so tall. So
Well, I was thinking you guys could do one of those balcony things. You know how they do that? You go in places and they'll have where you can sit upstairs and you can see everything because you have enough space there, right? It would be like really cool. It's like, oh man, we can sit up here, right? As long as it didn't block the view of the stage for the people down below. But that's a huge ceiling. You have enough room. So I'll start construction on it.
He'll be there next
But
week.
but there'll be the chairs at one end will say Fish and Kelly. It's like our
You get the
spot.
window seat.
Oh, the window seat.
You mentioned the stage. Reconfigured the stage. When we got in there, it was more of a DJ booth style, so it was really tall. Kind of, it hung up a little bit. It was probably like 5-6 feet up.
Oh,
yeah. So it was really high. You know, where the DJ had a lower or a bird's eye view looking down. We knew we wanted to bring in musicians and comedy, and so we wanted to rework the stage so it's safe.
Yeah, that's
No one's falling off of it.
Yeah, but also, you know, where there's
cut them off.
Yeah.
No, the guy on the floor, cut him off. I think he's off already.
Yeah.
But it's a nice stage where it's not too high, where the performers feel so far away.
Yeah.
But it's again, everything we did, I think we did it with the intention of like fulfilling the vision that we had for the atmosphere we wanted to create. So
how do you create a space to dance? Because people want to dance, right?
Oh yeah.
You have that, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you create that? And you still got to have a certain number of places for people to. I mean, what's your seating capacity?
Well, state of California.
This is recorded.
Kurt, shut the video off right here for just a second.
Show us with your hands.
Yeah.
I'll blink. No, state of California, because there's only one entrance exit. Max capacity is 49.
Oh, 'cause you don't have a rear exit?
No,
Yeah.
not at this point. But the powers to be walked through our building and said as long as it's manageable, they can get to the end of the building and back.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're pretty cautious of it.
So Tootie, is there a space behind the stage? Does the building actually go back further?
It does.
Does
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
there's a door outside, but it's not up to date, so it's not.
Okay. So how much farther back does that building go?
it runs the length of
Probably wouldn't
like
say
Belvin's,
length,
like the whole walkway.
Wow.
Pretty good storage area. Our beer room, our storage room is in there, and then there's still another room back there. Right now, it's kind of our workshop because we built all the tables and a lot of the furniture.
Oh, yeah,
in there.
yeah, yeah. So-
it works right now for that. But once we're kind of done with that with those projects, we do want to do something with that backspace because it's a good space. Yeah.
Now, do you guys own that building?
We do not.
So when you say you bought the business,
We just bought the liquor.
the liquor license. Not
got
the
it. Got it. Oh, okay. So
Our
that's
original
why.
plan was to buy the business, the name, and all of it, and then after we found out about all the other issues that were going on, we're just like, nope. Just
I
the
think
liquor
you're better off
license.
being
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah,
It really
definitely.
feels like you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think it was the best thing that happened. Yeah,
It was scary.
yeah, it was.
Some
Well,
of
I
those
know-
things are.
Yeah, got to take.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. Well, I know that at one point when I talked to you, I asked you about food, and you said that it's a step thing. And so you said at first what we're probably going to try to do is what's typically called bar food, right? So what is bar food? Like peanuts? I mean, I'd be thinking you got a little thing of peanuts on the bar, right? So what can you provide at that level?
Right now, we provide chips and salsa.
No.
So we actually have Dave's Chips. He used to live in Plumas. Now he's in Lincoln. But he makes our chips. So it's a bag of chips, different flavors. And we have salsa, homemade salsa. So that's what we do offer.
Is that Rudy's salsa?
No, it's not. It's actually my recipe. Yeah.
We love you, Rudy. We love Rudy. But her salsa is, we're going to have a salsa competition, right?
Not a bad idea.
That would be fun.
So-
Yeah.
That would be fun.
So generally, you're just talking about like snack stuff, not really
So
like
what they
sandwiches.
call, what they call a prep kitchen, correct?
Yep.
So anything prepackaged or fruits and vegetables, non-cooking basically is what we're able to do.
Also, that becomes a whole another deal. If you want to, if you wanted to serve cold cut sandwiches, you could, because you don't cook them.
Correct.
But if you wanted to have burgers, now all of a sudden you got to, God.
Yeah.
Well, I know where you can get great bread.
Yes.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know if she makes buns, but
I could.
Yeah. And the other thing too is we want whatever we bring in, or when we start bringing stuff in, we want it to match again what we're doing, you know. So again, I think we're pretty intentional on stuff that we do. I think sometimes personally, I think we wish we would move a little bit faster, but I think we also know
I think that's normal.
Taking our time, it ensures that it's done right and matches what we're wanting to put out.
Yeah.
So I have to ask.
Yes.
Tell me what your vision is for the next 5 years. What do you want? Don't look at him. I asked you. I knew you were going to defer to him. I knew you were going to do that.
I'm like, what are we going to do?
So not looking. I want to hear what you'd like to see there, because you really, how they say that bartenders are like psychologists. Everybody can tell them the story.
Yeah.
And because of your personality, they talk to you easy too. But because you've heard people and you've had a chance to hear, where does it go from here? And it doesn't have to happen next week, because he's going to freak out if you come up with something.
So we definitely want to grow Paloma's, and then I think Tootie and I have talked about it. We still want to run with the tap room, opening probably a second location. We would love to do that.
What is a tap room?
So just bringing other local beer in, serving where it would just be beer and wine.
So would you say literally like beer on tap, a whole bunch of different ones? Got it.
It's a different liquor license.
Mm-hmm. So it is.
So it allows for so families and children, people of all ages.
It's family friendly.
It's family friendly.
Yes, I go places
so a tap room is So I get it. So you guys, part of your original idea didn't get completed because it didn't work for where you're at
with the license that we.
Yeah, so you guys would literally have to have another place, but you'd be willing to do that because it will more fulfill what you've wanted in the first place.
Yep.
Correct.
Boy, did I get that right?
You did.
Yeah. I was listening. You're so proud of me.
I'm so proud of you.
That is a cool idea. Now, you guys have kids. How many kids do you have, and how old are they?
We have 2. My son is 12. And my daughter's 6, about to be 7. Or going on 15. I don't know, but
hard to say. Wait till she asks.
Do you guys do the quinceañera thing? Do you do that?
Oh, she's been talking about it.
Because I was just going to ask, is she already talking about it? She's like, that's 15, isn't it? 15. It's like 15, honey.
Yeah.
I want a new Toyota. It's like, what?
That might be cheaper than doing the whole event.
Yeah. Listen, honey, we'll buy you a car. Yeah, so I can see where, because of that, and because, Tootie, we've talked with your involvement in coaching and that, I could see where you guys would want to do something where you can use your skills and abilities with family to love and understand families and create a space where they could come to that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I get that. And then, and then I can go get a burger, act like a kid, and you guys will say, I'll take care of it.
Grandpa's here.
He's reverted to his childhood. Put him in the corner.
Can we have some outside space where you guys open?
That's like the biggest thing that we drive around all the time, and I'm like, oh, this building would probably be perfect for that. Or this is what we're looking for. And like he said, a warehouse. We would love to have some type of warehouse where it has parking outside, but we can convert that to outdoor seating. Yeah.
I can see it with you.
I think
it's awesome.
I think Paloma Street, when they shifted what they were doing over there from the beginning, it was supposed to be a walking, like K Street Mall. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be walking. I had the original plans when they first designed that. But then they changed it, and it changed. So now they're having to adjust with what they do to the change, right? Because a lot of businesses because of parking, everything. See, if it had been walking, it may have been different or may not have been different. Whereas what Marysville talking about doing is putting those things where they can block the street, and they want to be able to block it more easily. And so the businesses that are on there, I talked to, I'm going to forget her name, Kimberly. I didn't forget. Not bad. She said she would love to see more food places. So she's not thinking like, well, I want to be the only restaurant. She recognizes you create a vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like what's happening, and especially since you guys went in, because you're open at night. So now, you open a second place. It's open at night for families. So now you got the whole atmosphere needs to expand, right? And so I could see where that could happen easily on D Street, easily.
Yeah.
And I could see where you guys would be saying, well, can I get a place big enough? But the other thing is you mentioned outdoor seating. And I love that the Brick has that.
Yeah.
Right? It's really great.
Yeah, we always talk about it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so European. So let me sit out here and, have a glass of water.
Yeah.
Laura, I'll take another one. Cut him off. He's using the bathroom too often, right? Cut him off. But yeah, I could see that where you guys could, and hopefully you could find something on D Street. I know things are changing down there all the time, but having that space in the front. But you guys really, right next door is a park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, how much access. I know if you're doing an event, you have access, but it's not like you could go just set up there.
No. Yeah. There's a whole,
That would be nice, huh?
Yeah.
But I think one of our goals within the next few years too is bring more events onto D Street. We've met with the city a few times, and with some of our kind of event partners that we do events with. We've met and talked about like what's that look like, and what I think what you're mentioning about closing down between like 3rd and 4th, using that space will be a lot easier to do to bring events out. One thing we would like to be able to do is figure out how to be able to have drinks on the street. So as those events are happening, people can walk and mingle and have their beer while they're shopping for bread.
Oh, so you mean not like
open container, like
you mean because I know that they do the little places where they sell beer, like at the taco
Yeah, just like the beer garden.
little beer garden thing, but you can't
see some of those.
You can't walk out of the beer garden with the Got it.
We want to be able to walk on the street.
Be a beer garden.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we want to try to do.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, there's a little bit more logistics that go into something.
Yeah, because you would only be a block.
Right.
So
Correct.
what's the difference, right? So you might be able to do that.
Yeah, you could take your Paloma into Honey Barn decor.
Yeah, you can go shopping.
Backyard.
Yeah.
I like this idea.
This is why
Make this happen. People.
They're going to be. That's the problem.
Send them our way.
The problem isn't that I know them. The problem is that they know me. That's the difficulty.
Well, if you're in good, send them their way. If not, just keep them.
Yep.
Pretend you don't know them.
I kind of follow where, federally, where money is, the changes that are being made in our federal government. Locally, the changes that are being made in our state government. And even though the federal government is changing where money is going to come from, what can happen, California is going to have to catch up to that because they're not, right? And so that has to happen where there's a release of that will really take the thumb off local business. Yes. And some of that is ridiculous regulation. And for small business owners in California, they've made it really difficult. They just want to regulate everything. And then they want to, because they can't call it a tax, they want to put a fee.
Yes.
Right. So a fee's not a tax. So here's your fee for that. So small business, and it's why I'm so pro small business, especially in our area, because that really makes the difference in our area. Right. There's only one Paloma. Right. There's not a bunch of them. It's not a chain. Right. And it's like, and so how do we support local business? How do we get that? And that's part of what I want to do. Part of one of the reasons I wanted to bring you guys on is because, here you are, you're a great couple. I'll get the money for that later. They're a really super couple. Oh,
whoa! You must have paid the deluxe.
I'm going
Keep bragging. This is a deluxe brag.
$50.
What checks in the mail right
They're an awesome couple. so there is that side of business when it's family owned.
Yeah.
It makes a difference in our community, and I think I'm really glad that you guys showed up on D Street. I'm really glad for like Melissa with the honey barn and the backyard and for Diggs for Demona. I just think there's ones down there, Kimberly with a brick, and it's good. Now you got the butcher shop right around the corner, right? And it's like I can't remember their names, Denise and David. And so I told them, I said, look, you guys got to get back over here, right? So we got a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Yeah, Honey Barn does candles. You're
That's
set.
it.
Yeah.
So it's a butcher, baker, candlestick maker. Grab something from Paloma's, have a great time. And so I hear what you guys are saying, trying to, it's like, how do you get out on the street, especially in the summer? How do you become partakers of the stuff that's going on? How do you get that little bit of European flair? I know the new business plan has allowed you to move upstairs. Now, you don't have an upstairs because your ceiling goes on. There's no...
We do have an upstairs.
Yeah, the building has an upstairs. They ran the AC unit right in the middle.
Oh, like they did with Rudy's.
Yeah.
They ran it right through the roof.
Yeah.
So,
They thought,
Like
we'll
probably
never use this
it was the
space.
cheapest option.
Yeah.
And now it's like, that was the worst decision you guys made. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and it's probably an arm and a leg to reroute
Oh,
it
yeah.
now. Yeah.
For sure.
Guess you guys are not using your upstairs.
Yeah.
But, I think the other thing, too, is not owning the building.
As opposed to,
Yeah,
Is
so I
that a
think
future plan?
we would like to. We would like to. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, then you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If I put money
And
into
it's
it,
an
mine.
investment. Yeah.
Correct.
I think there's something to be said for that, it's like I lease 3 floors here, right? And it's like, would it be better for me to own this building, right? Call it the fish building. And
You got bready spaghetti on floor 1.
I would not do that. I'd leave it the heart building. I love that. One of our things on the radio is emanating from the heart of the city.
Yeah.
Come
that's
on, I
awesome.
love that, right? And I like being here. And since the Marysville Hotel went down, people go, oh, I can see your building. Like it wasn't here before.
Yeah.
It was-
That was
always
a focal point. Yeah.
and so tell me, just want to make sure this gets out there, right? So you guys are open 7 days a week or no?
Nope. 5 days a week.
5?
Yeah.
What do you got, kids?
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to balance?
Yeah, we're trying to have a balance. What are
You're trying to have a life?
You're supposed to, you own a bar, you ruin your family. You guys are breaking the rules.
Mayor Fish did not approve this.
So Tuesday through Thursday, what do you do?
Wednesday through Sunday.
If I kept going, I'd have got that.
Actually, would have gotten
So Wednesday through Sunday, and then you guys don't open till like noon.
Yeah, we open until 2 o'clock every day.
Oh, you open at 2?
Yeah. Except for Sundays, we do open at noon.
And
a
then
little bit.
you close at midnight? Or is there-
Fridays and Saturdays, we do close at midnight. The other days, we close at 9. Sundays, we close at 8.
Okay, so if you had Rudy come in, he was doing a show, and it was a special thing for like a Wednesday, can you guys alter your hours and say, hey, we're going to stay open later because we got this event?
Stop.
Yeah. Until 11 o'clock, we can stay open. Right now, we're in the process of waiting for, we submitted our application to stay open later.
Oh, okay.
So we're waiting for that.
Who does that get submitted
To the ABC, the liquor.
Okay, so it is a liquor. It's all of that.
It's all licensed.
Ah,
conditions.
got
It's
it.
all
Okay.
conditions
So that's
attached
not
to
our
license.
city. That's not our. Yeah. Got it. Got it.
So now it's just waiting for a response. Yeah.
Hurry up and wait.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, can we hurry up?
Okay, I feel like you didn't start at the beginning though.
What was I supposed to do?
You
Go
always
ahead.
ask where people where you guys came from. So we
did.
know Woodlands,
Yeah.
but were you
Oh, I
guys
thought it
both
was
born
Salinas.
there? Oh my gosh, because you're just making up stories over there.
Well, I know the story. They met in high school.
No.
Well, I don't know this story.
Impossible.
Making it up again.
No, listen. He was in juvie.
Oh my gosh.
And
He was DJing.
She was a
She saw
probation
him across
officer.
the room.
It was a match made in. I'm sorry, guys.
Tell us the real story.
So we were both from Woodland, originally from Woodland. I grew up in Esparto, is a smaller town close to Woodland. So I graduated from Esparto High.
Okay.
He went to Woodland High.
Rival schools. Okay, I see where this is going.
And we didn't meet until
later in life.
Yeah.
I was actually coaching out there, and one of my really good friends was dating her sister at the time. And so
friends always do.
Yeah.
Hey.
And we started hanging out, and it's been that since.
So
14
you always
years.
get this from girls, okay?
14 years.
Did you know?
No.
You didn't? You didn't know I'm going to marry that guy?
No, not at all.
Did you know?
I kind of knew. Like, when it was like.
Reversal here.
I know.
When it was like a week straight of just like hanging out and not like, we'll meet back up in a couple hours for dinner, or hey, when you're off of work, what do you got going on? And it was just like, we just kept hanging out. I was like,
you guys,
I could do this forever.
Yeah,
like this
for him. Yeah, for me, I was like, okay, no.
Like, is this guy ever going to go away?
Yeah. Then after like 3 months, I was like, okay, maybe this is more serious.
3 months. He's a weekend like picking out rings. You're over here.
No, she when we got engaged, she told me, well, you never really ever asked me to be your girlfriend. And I was like,
you skipped a step.
I was like, I just took you for granted.
Man, he just went for the heart.
Yeah.
It took me 6 years to propose, so it took a while. I just assumed that we were in a relationship, like we were boyfriend girlfriend. I didn't think I had to ask.
We're always the last ones.
Yeah,
man, dude. We just So at what point did you write Laura Vasquez?
I still don't. So we are married, but my excuse was always that I didn't want to go apply for another passport. So I was like,
but now your passport's expired.
It's going to expire this year. So now I can officially.
So we'll take you down to the courthouse and we'll get it changed.
Yeah.
That's
it's a
funny.
lot of work to change.
So what name do you go by?
Roa. ROA. That's my
ROA?
Yeah, that's it.
That's like a cool name.
Yeah.
Roa.
Yep.
He could be Tootie Roa.
Yeah.
No.
Tootie. it's like that's not gonna happen.
Never.
It's like that song, I got, what is it? I got no, he's singing to the girl and he says, I got no money, I got no fame. All I got, girl, is my name. And it's like, so you're getting Vasquez. That's what you get.
Yeah. That's what you get.
I would like to say, like, both our parents worked in the fields for years. Mm-hmm. As my parents got older, my dad transitioned out of the fields and was working as a maintenance mechanic for Rite Aid Warehouse, where he retired there after like 30-something years.
Wow.
My mom worked the fields and then forklift drove in the cannery and a bunch of different stuff like that. If you want to share a little bit about your parents' work.
Yeah. My dad also worked in the fields for a very long time. Then he became a mechanic in the shop. So he transferred over there, and then he did that for many years until he retired. And my mom, she actually had a lot of medical health complications. So she didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom. And then, she was always my person at home, cooking and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, you can cook then. Can she cook?
Yeah.
I can cook. I don't like cooking.
He's a great
We are finding out that
who does the cooking in the house? And do you do the cooking?
I do a lot of it. We both do, but I do cook a lot. Yeah, I don't mind cooking.
Interesting.
As I've gotten older, I actually kind of like cooking.
Yeah.
It's relaxing.
Yeah.
It is.
What's your go-to meal? What's your specialty?
I'm kind of like whatever's in the fridge. I figure out some sort of combo to make it work. Mm-hmm. And if the kids like it, I'm good with it. But I don't know if I have like a dish. I don't know. Do you think I
You make great ribs.
Yeah, I mean barbecuing.
Barbecuing is
I can barbecue some ribs. Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
there's something
having ribs.
There's something about having parents that have a work ethic. Mm-hmm. My dad was the only one born in this country. Mm-hmm. We were Italians, came over, and my dad only had an 8th grade education, but he ended up as one of the chief inspectors on the F-4 Phantom at McDonnell Douglas. Right, he just worked his way up, and it was like, but he had a work ethic. Us kids, you were not going to sit around on a Saturday. You'd be chipping paint off the side of the house to paint it or something. Mm-hmm. And I think about that, and it's like we get that from our parents, and so we're not afraid to go to work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, and then with my boys, I taught both of them. No, if you don't get to work 15 minutes early, you're already a half hour late. Mm-hmm. So they knew that. I raised them that way because that's how I was raised. Right. You have a work ethic, and it would seem as though that some people they haven't had that experience with their parents. It's not only that they weren't afraid to work; they had to work. Right. Mm-hmm. What were you going to do? I mean, you got to go to work, mm-hmm. right? And it's like, so it's just a great heritage to have that, and it's like, you want that to pass to your kids, right? Yeah. So it's like you tell that little girl, you want that quinceañera? You can go to work. I'm going to come home. Yeah. The bathroom's going to be clean. Okay, we're going to get this. You know what I mean. You want to pass it down because you guys could not do the business you're doing, working as hard as you're working, if you had not had that where you saw that. Yeah. Right. And then, like you said, your parents progressed. They went from, hey, we were in the fields. Now we're doing mechanic work. We're going to go ahead. So you're always pushed. My dad was very big on being a patriot. Right. He loved his country because, he came where he was the only one born here, but his family knew it was rough. Yeah. Right. And it was rough. It was rough on Italians when we came. But then he knew, man, I want to make it better for my kids. And that ends up being in you because you say, well, my parents wanted to make it better for me. Yeah. I'm like obligated. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, oh, thanks. Yeah. I got to make it better for them, right? It's like, but it just kind of sits in you. And that's why I think at Paloma's, you can feel the family. You can feel it. You guys are not afraid of working. You're not afraid of doing what you do. And I think I think you're a treasure to the city.
Thank you.
I want the money now.
Yeah.
Was that good?
That was good.
Free water.
Well, we need it free. Really good.
And not out of the tap. I'm talking about that bottled stuff that keep under the counter.
The good stuff. We'll just have your name on it.
Yeah, that's it. It's oh, here comes Fishy Kelly. Get the good stuff.
Yeah. Which is really just tap water resealed in a bottle.
Yeah. They don't tell us that.
So do the kids get to be involved at all? I know they can't be in the bar necessarily, but they get to be involved in the business.
Yeah. So we try to, like my son, we have him do some videos with us. Yeah. So he'll do a little bit of editing. He's learning how to do that. Nice. And when we're closed, they come and help clean. Yeah. Stocking, different stuff. Yeah. And they know, that it's a lot of hard work. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I don't often suggest things to couples.
Oh boy. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you right now, do not let that little girl do the books because she'll be going, you do have the money for us to go to business. Oh, yeah. You can buy me that. So, yeah. Not the book. She can do whatever else. Don't let her do the books.
Those were, those were conversations when we were getting started, we were having with our son about like what was costing us to do this or what it cost us to do that, just so he had an awareness of just business, business conversations. Growing up, those weren't conversations that, we were having as a family. Yeah. A lot of times the conversations were the struggles of, hey, you got to wait a little bit because we don't have this versus, hey, this is what it takes to get the business going, or, hey, we just spent this because we have an event going on. So those are, conversations we have. Our daughter is chatty. She likes to talk. So early on, they'd spend a lot of time with us in the bar, especially in that transition period where we were waiting for the liquor license to transfer, and we're doing some upgrades and remodeling inside. And then she'd go to school and be like, I was at the bar with my parents last night. And so first parent-teacher conference, the teacher's like...
CPS.
Less bar time.
Yes. No, the teacher's like, I just got to ask, do you guys run a bar or own a bar? We're like, yeah. But I think she asked, "Do you guys work at a bar?" We own a bar, or we're getting ready to open one. And she's okay. She's like, Emery doesn't lie a lot, so she's like, I knew she wasn't lying, but I just was a little confused on why she kept saying my mom and my dad are at the bar, or we're at the bar. I was at the bar, my mom and my dad, and said, yeah, we're in this transition period. So she does a lot of the advertising and marketing for us. So she goes out and gets the teachers out there, and she lets them know.
You should run teacher specials. She can hand out the cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We had a career day at the preschool young kids, and so we told them, draw a picture of what you want to be when you grow up, right? So one of it was the kid drew a picture of being a waiter, right? And there was all this like colorful stuff in the background, and so the parents came and they said, what's that? And they said, well, he said, my mom's a waitress at a casino. That's what I want to do when I grow up. They were like, oh,
all the slot machines.
Like, yeah, come on, yeah, that was all the lights, the colors in the background, man. It's like
kids are observant; they see it all.
Yeah. Oh man, buddy, they do.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, thanks for coming on, taking the time to do this. You know, I really do appreciate you guys. Appreciate all you do for the community. And so we have, for you guys, you have to come in here to get these.
Oh.
You don't, I don't hand these out, right?
I'm not even going to make you guys fight over them. You each get your own.
Or I guess you get
Thank you.
put my name on mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine has my name.
Yeah, it's like I think mine has my name on it.
These are cool. Thank you.
But yeah, thanks for what you're doing. And, you know, I really hope that a door opens for you guys to expand, because I totally am in agreement with you that we need a place down on D Street that where families can go. And later, I've always said that in a mall, they will build anchor stores, and then all the other stores can connect.
Yeah.
And Plymouth Street, prior to Happy Viking, they didn't have that. Yeah. Once that went in, it was a place people could go, take their kids. It was at night, so you could get a meal, right? And so it stayed open later, and I think that began to make the changes that needed to happen, you know, and there was other places. I mean, I know remodeling it had a lot to do too, but still, you know, you have to have places people can go at night. And right now, you guys are kind of a standalone.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of even that's why I asked you about the hours.
Yeah.
And so you know, yeah. So congratulations on sticking your neck out.
Thank you.
Because I think it's gonna pay dividends. I really do. You know.
Yeah. We're excited.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So you have anything else? You know, I didn't ask them what they were like at 13. I was afraid to.
Oh.
He goes, oh.
This is being recorded, right?
Yeah.
We're going to save that for the next time that they come in, right?
We'll save that for a live bar interview.
Well, what we have to do is we have to do it so their kids don't get to see that.
Yeah, exactly. You do like a little warning. The next part is adult only.
Yeah. I will say our son, who is 12, is definitely on a different path than I was.
Isn't that good?
So it was great.
Yeah, same with my boys.
Yeah.
They were definitely, and I was honest with them.
Yeah.
I told them, this is what I did, and it seemed fun at the time until it wasn't, and this is why it wasn't. I was very honest with my boys about that. And I think that was important.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's like, I don't want to tell you, I could say, well, yeah, just don't do that. Well, then I'm going to go check it out. Why shouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
But I gave them the why.
Yeah.
You know, so. Anyway, so we got to go, huh?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
All right. Yeah, it's your show. All right.
Don't tell it that,
Kurt. So I just am very appreciative of this young couple. Young couple. I just keep
That's another, dollar there.
They're going to start delivering the woman. And so very appreciative. And if you haven't had a chance, I really suggest they're over at 311.
Yep, 311 D Street.
I remember.
Yeah. Man.
311 D Street, and it's just a great place. You just go in there. You feel like it's upscale. So you feel like you walked into, oh, am I in New York? Not in Brooklyn, in a better part of New York, right? And it's
You're not going to get shanked.
Yeah. Nobody's shanking here. You're good. So And so, but anyway, take opportunity, go in and say hello. They're just really a nice couple. Go in, sit at the bar, and tell Laura your story, and then she'll turn the tape recorder off and tell you it's going to cost you money if you don't want that out of it. God, I just ruined everything I said. Hey guys, so good. I just can't, it's like, no, seriously, very friendly, great atmosphere. And they always have an event. There'll be something happening and they let you know. So can they get you guys on Facebook to cover that? You have a Facebook. What's the Facebook called? Paloma's
Marysville.
Paloma's Marysville. It'll give you an opportunity to see, like they have comedy nights. They have, do you have karaoke?
We do.
Yes.
Karaoke. I mean, they have, do you have, what's that game? Cornhole.
No, we don't.
No cornhole, but we'll do loteria, the Mexican bingo nights.
We do trivia nights.
Trivia.
Just all kinds of different stuff.
Theme nights, theme mornings.
Chess night. Nobody's coming for chess night. Checkers, they might come. Nobody's coming on chess night. Oh, checkmate. Get them out of here. What are they? Been at that table for an hour and they've had water. It's like,
that would be it.
All right, listen, I better get out of here. This couple is awesome. You need to take opportunity. Go to Paloma's, make yourself known. And after that, whenever you walk through the door, they'll go, fish, even if that's not your name. We'll be right back. 93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba-Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important during times of emergency. They're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep into your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba-Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important. All right, we're back. That was fun. That was fun. Great couple.
Yeah.
One more time, you get a little bit of a view of what's going on D Street. You know, if you haven't been over, if you haven't been to Paloma's.
Yeah.
Great opportunity. And they do have Paloma Marysville
yes.
Facebook, so you can see they always got events going on over there all the time. So it's one more time to see it. But if you've not been in there, you've got to go check it out. It is so
if you
cool.
haven't been in since they took over. Like it is.
It
looks so different inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kelly and I are getting a special table, which I thought was nice. Yeah.
I know, it's so nice.
Window seat. Yeah. I got to order something besides water because they said, hey, some people.
Well, they have mocktails. You heard
That's
them.
it.
They have an underground mocktail menu.
Yeah.
So
Are you like a mimosa girl?
Uh,
My wife's a mimosa girl. She loves those things.
No, I mean, I just don't really drink anymore. But I would just rather have.
Well, I keep Patty drunk. That's how she stayed with me.
I was wondering. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually,
she's not a drinker. She's gonna watch this and go, "I can't believe you said that. You are out of the house, right?" You know, it's like no.
Yeah, she's gonna make you go live in the treehouse and that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, she has drank those. She does like them, but she's like a one drinking out.
Yeah.
We went to a wine tasting, and neither one of us are drinkers. And it was like, okay, I tasted the wine. Okay, I tasted the wine. It's like, oh, but really,
spit buckets.
But Hey, more of this. And they're all talking about it has a sweet flavor. And I'm like, the red stuff. Give me the red stuff.
It just gets better as you taste.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
They were fun.
I love we got different people coming in. We're gonna let people know that we've got like two's tall.
Two talls. Oh my gosh.
They're really cool.
I'll introduce them.
Yeah. I think you should handle that one.
Two's talls.
And then I've got some other people that I've asked to come in because I really, our hope in doing this for Kelly and I is to, if you don't know some of the people that are in your community, and
in
it's
your
like
neighborhood.
if it was legal, I wouldn't have copyrights. I'd be, it's like these are the people in your neighborhood.
Totally.
We'd like to sing that and say,
you would sing it. I would.
Paloma says the
it.
people in your I just did. So we waiting for the Sony music rights on that. I wonder who owns that. That might be, what do they call that? Public domain.
Maybe.
Oh, if it is.
Kurt, cue music.
Yeah, Kurt, go find that. Find out if that's legal. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We always tell you to like, subscribe, share. The thing I found out about subscribing is then it'll notify you.
Yeah, when a new episode releases.
And we try to do these every week so that one more time on Saturdays when it releases, you can.
I saw that bunny.
Did you see the bunny? I saw the bunny. The bunny's cool.
The difference is I can see it not just move. You're like squirrel.
Well, I don't want it to feel like we don't care.
Oh,
that
Kurt,
bunny,
it's all your hard work.
The bunny will be crying.
Giggles back there the entire time.
Who wants a crying bunny?
No one.
So now I totally forgot what I was talking about.
Saturdays they release.
Yeah, so they're released on Saturdays.
Oh my God.
They're released on Saturdays, and it gives you a chance one more time to really kind of get an insight into the people that have businesses. We do a lot of the businesses, but we also do other stuff as well. So if you know somebody and you think, gosh, I wish that Kelly and Fish would do their story. Yeah. I think they have a great story. I'm going to out Joe Fenn right now.
Oh, okay.
I think she's a neat lady.
Yeah.
And I tried to get Joe to come on, and she said, well, why would I? I said, Joe, you got a great story.
Yeah, you're just neat.
Yeah, you're just a neat gal with a great story. So anyway, but we'll get other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Fenn dissed me, and I'm okay, though, right? Hope she watches this, right? Yeah. It's like, but we've had different business owners that it's been really great, and I got a couple more lined up. And so if you know somebody and you just really think, then underneath this, because Kelly checks all your comments, she doesn't tell me when you say stuff about me.
I don't. You can talk as good or as bad as you want. I don't give them any of them.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We have such a great time in doing this. And, actually, I just love to do it every day. Just somebody different every day. What do you say?
Sure.
Yeah. So please send money so I can pay Kelly to
I'll
quit.
need to retire from bread baking.
Yeah, exactly. And I still went off with the boys to go to Hawaii. And
I did.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks again. We appreciate you so much for watching In the Tank with Fish and Minnow. And the only way to get one of these
by coming on.
Come in the Tank.